This is the self-titled podcast of the Golf in Japan website, where you can check essential information in English about golfing in Japan, including more than 2,000 courses. We can help you book your round and make the whole process a whole lot easier. So check out golf-in-japan.com and start planning your Japan golf trip today. Golf in Japan, March 26, 2024. Welcome and yokoso. I'm joined by the penultimate ultimate group. Is that how we're going to describe the A team? Pro Joe and Mr. Damon. Hi guys, how's it going?
Konnichiwa.
We didn't do a podcast last week. I think it's because we did two the week before, and we just got a little bit too prolific. So I think we're going to slow our roll a bit. We backed up, but we're going to kick things off this week with we had the Tokyo Golf Show and sickness and kids off school and all sorts of malarkey. So we're going to get back into it now with a nice mellow prefecture, which is
Wakayama Prefecture, located in the Kii Peninsula of the Kansai region of Japan.
I know where that is because I've been there. I've been there twice.
I've got no idea. So for the listeners, from how do you get there?
I suppose the best way to get there is almost going through Osaka, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's kind of like if you imagine Osaka's here, underneath is Mie, to the left of that is Wakayama, and it's all along the kind of coast there.
The peninsula there, yeah.
The peninsula, yeah. It's a beautiful place.
It is. Fun facts, quite famous for the Kumano Korda pilgrimage routes or routes, whichever you like to say, and they've been in existence for over 1,000 years, which is pretty impressive. The Wakayama Castle, the Shirahama Onsens, and just near the onsens there is actually a couple of good golf courses. And they're also quite famous for their tuna coming from a little town called Nichikatsura.
That's right. I've been there too.
Yep.
Cool. So I've actually, a few years ago, I was invited by the Mie and Wakayama governments to actually do one of those little tours. And what I did was I flew into Nagoya, rented a car, drove around into Mie, spent about 3 or 4 days in Mie playing golf, and then drove around the coast, which was an amazing drive. Highly recommended. All around Wakayama, and it's got all the Kumano Kodo. And then it starts in Mie, actually. That's why they're kind of put together. So traditionally they would start on the coast. There's a big...
Oh, the pilgrimage routes?
Yeah, there's a big shrine there, and it goes up through this ancient forest. And there's all these... Like, you're supposed to... It's a good hike every day. You're talking, 30K kind of thing. And then you're supposed to stop off in all these places that have onsen, beautiful forests. It's amazing. And then it finishes in, I think it's Nachi Falls.
Okay.
Which is in Wakayama, which is an amazing... I think it's the biggest waterfall in Japan. And then it's in this... And there's a massive valley. And then on the other side of the valley, there's these two huge... there's a Buddhist temple and there's a Shinto temple right next to each other, which is also... doesn't happen normally. And you're overlooking the falls, so that's where it kind of culminates. So it's an amazing place to visit, very spiritual. Yeah.
Oh, it sounds very picturesque, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Let's talk about... Oh, actually, there's an article on Golf in Japan documenting this. So if you go to the Wakayama Prefecture page, so courses / Wakayama, and you keep scrolling down, you'll see my little article saying, playing golf in Mie, combine it with a trip to nearby Wakayama. So you can read about all my escapades there. Escalades. That's a card.
Escapades.
Yeah. Cool. What about the golf there?
Golf courses, approximately 20 golf courses there. So not too many. The top 5 search golf courses in Wakayama on Golf in Japan. Number 1 being the Arita Resole Golf Club.
Yep.
Beautiful course. The La Grace Golf Club, Ogura Golf Club, and the Kishigawa Golf Club, and last but not least, the Sun Resort Golf Club.
Okay, I have played up there in a course called Leograd, which is the owner speaks English, and there's a lot of foreigners. I know somebody from Osaka was emailing us saying, "Is there any gaijin friendly golf groups?" And I know that at least once a year they do like a 2 or 3 day tournament in Leograd. Leograd,
Interesting name.
Yeah, and it's the head of a lion is the.
Oh yeah,
there's a few of those courses over Japan, though, right? The Leograds.
There might be actually, yeah. So the owner, I can't remember his name, but he speaks perfect English and he lives in Osaka, I think.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, that helps.
he organizes a kind of a I don't know, buddies trip once a year, and they have barbecue facilities, they have
wow.
lodges and stuff. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Cool. All right. The prices, generally cheapest being about 6,500 yen. Up to about 24,000 yen. So really reasonably
that's
priced.
reasonable. Yeah.
So US dollars, what's that? $50
Yeah, it's 50
to about
100,
150, 180 bucks. Yeah.
Yep.
Can't go
So
wrong.
not too bad.
Yeah.
I suppose another good course down there that's not on our list, but worth a mention would be the Wakayama Golf Club
Okay.
as well. But yeah, good place to go play golf. Very picturesque down there.
Yeah.
Some on the coast and some in the mountains. Very nice.
It's a super mellow place. I'd recommend going to Mie and Wakayama as a combination. Then you drive up and around and then over to Osaka.
Okay.
And in Japan, you can kind of rent a car anywhere and drop it off. Say if it's a Toyota rental, you can pick it up in Mie or Nagoya and drop it off in Osaka,
Right.
which is cool. So you can just kind of rent a car, go around, play a few courses, eat nice tuna, check out Nachi Waterfall, and then go back to Osaka.
I think that's one of the other things that I reckon it's great driving cars here. I think a lot of people think it's quite difficult to rent cars, but I tell people all the time they should consider renting cars, even if they're coming down to play golf or whatever. It's really easy. You know, it's all in English.
Yeah.
And then you can either use Google Maps or, obviously the little navigation system in the cars are all really, really easy to navigate. Of course, it's easy for us Aussies driving on the left-hand side of the road.
Same
with
as Ireland.
Americans. Yeah, there you go. So I think, of course, it's a little bit more of a challenge if you're from the US, but people are always a little bit reluctant to rent a car here, and I think it's a terrific idea.
It's much cheaper.
Totally agree.
It's so cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap, no road rage.
No, zero road rage, right?
Yep.
I've never come across any road rage here.
Very, very polite drivers.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Yeah, and the roads are fantastic. It's
They
like
are.
you think the trains are good, the roads are amazing
Yeah,
as
the
well.
signs are in English too, so it's quite easy
Yeah,
to get
that's
around.
true.
There's always plenty of parking in those,
Yeah.
more rural areas. Of course, when you get into Osaka or Tokyo, it becomes a little bit more difficult, but
And for
we'll
golfers,
figure it out.
yeah,
For golfers, it's a no-brainer.
just throw the clubs in the bag and off
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, really easy.
There's a crowd called Dream Drive. Have you heard of them?
No,
And they convert like say a hiatus into
Oh,
kind of
I've seen these guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's founded by an Aussie guy or a British guy who lived in Australia. And if you search Dream Drive, you see all these cool. So they've totally sussed it out how to convert it into like a hotel.
oh yeah,
You have a shower, you have electricity, you have a full size bed in the back. It converts into a table and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I reckon get one of them and you could go down. You could really enjoy yourself, especially
Yeah.
the Kumanakodo. Like it's in the middle of nowhere, so it'd be good to have something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Dream Drive.
Dream Drive.
Yeah. And I think it's next to the airport, so you can
Okay.
you can
Straight
rent one out
from the airport.
get one for a week or
Off
so.
you go.
and off you go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, okay. Well, I think is that it for Wakayama?
That's it.
Okay. We'll put some more information up on the site for sure, including a full travel guide. So please check that out. Yeah, we're on to the tour stuff, Joe.
There's
What's been
plenty of
happening?
tournaments going on at the moment. I'll try and race through it a little bit because there has been a lot going on the last week or so. So the ladies' event in the US was called the Dio Implant LA Open at Palos Verdes Open.
Sorry.
Question.
So we're going to go back to that name.
Yeah, Dio Implant. Now I was going to have a look at it online. Kieran's looking it up as I speak. Look, Nelly Korda won, which is great to see. She won at 9 under. She gets. To me, she's almost the great white hope. They really put a lot of pressure on her and her sister. Her sister doesn't play as well these days, but for Nelly to win, I don't know why they're really pushing her. And I think she's under a lot of pressure to win, but it's good to see her. She's a great player, nice golf swing, all that sort of thing. So good to see her have a win. And there was 8 Japanese players that played in the event. Kieran's smiling at me, so let me just race through this, and you can explain to me what the Dio Implant LA Open is all about. So 8 Japanese players played. Mao Saigor was the leading Japanese player. She finished at tied 13. Unfortunately, Nasa Haraoka and Shibuno both missed the cut. They both had the weekends off, which is a little bit unusual because they're both terrific players. But
She's had a drop in form though. She's been
out big time.
Yeah.
After she won the Open all those years ago, and she was sort of the sweetheart of golf. And she went. I think she went over to the US a little bit early. Maybe she just wasn't quite ready for it, but she struggled a little bit. Do you have any information on the DO implant Open? What sort of implants are we talking?
Well, I just searched DO implants, and it was like an implant solution starting from $3,909 as the longest lasting solution and the ability to restore your smile from tooth to all.
Okay, so
it's an implant.
Teeth implant.
Yeah. Okay. So it's to get falsers.
Right. Okay. Moving right along. The Japanese ladies they actually just played a 2-rounder, which I thought was a little bit strange. I should have looked more heavily into it. Maybe there was bad weather or something like that they had to take the weekend off. But the AXA ladies at UMK Country Club in Miyazaki, it's about a stone's throw from the Phoenix Country Club, where they play the Dunlop Phoenix every year. You guys have both played down.
Yeah, I've played that course.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
It was lashing rain.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. It was it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where I was, it was snowing. So we got snowed out.
There you go. Okay, so it was only... Yeah. So she shot 13 under for 2 rounds and won by 1. So that was obviously the reason why they only played 2 days. I should have looked more into that, but excuse me. The DP World Tour, the guys are over in Singapore, played at Laguna National in Singapore. I think it's still called the Classic Course. So it was renovated when I was living there, and probably like 2007 or 8. And this golf course was designed by one of the Dye family. I think it's Andy Dye is his name. And when it first started, members used to get out there and they'd play 2 holes and they'd turn back to the clubhouse and try and play the other golf course. Too hard. The hardest golf course I have ever played by a long shot.
Really?
Yeah. So bunkers on, putting greens perched up sort of 10, 12 feet. So you got these bunker shots that were just ridiculous beyond most people, and crazy putting surfaces, and then big, deep bunkers, fairway bunkers, and long rough on the side, and people losing their golf balls, and they just got the shits with it. They just turn around. So the owners is a guy called Peter Quee. He decided he'd need to soften it, and he did, and that's why they're holding tournaments there. So I watched a little bit over the weekend. It's nice to sort of look back and watch a golf course on television that I played a little bit. Young Swede Jasper Svensson beat Kiradek Apibanerat in a playoff. So finished at 17 under. A few Japanese players. Nice to see Keita Nakajima playing. Finished at tied.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Tied 29th. I think he finished at 8 under. And Hoshino and Kawamura, who were sort of mainstays over there, finished at the back of the pack. That made the weekend. And Satoshi Kodaira missed the cut. Do you know much about Satoshi Kodaira?
I remember he won on the PGA Tour.
He did.
Twice.
He won at Hilton Head, which is a sort of a short hitters golf course.
Yeah.
The one with the plaid jacket.
That's
the
right.
red plaid jacket, which is kind of cool. So he's been over in the US for a while, and maybe he's missed his card. Maybe he's lost his card, but he's playing on the European Tour, and he's a really good player. I mean, he's a winner in Japan, but he's playing on the European Tour and over in Singapore, and missed the cut, and he was right down the bottom of the leaderboard. Sort of finished +5, so missed it by a mile. So he'd be an interesting one to watch if he's back in Japan, because he's a terrific player.
He's a good follow on Instagram, actually. Because,
oh, is he?
Yeah. So when he plays on the weekends, and say if he misses the cut or whatever, then him and his caddy do a live stream of them drinking in whatever house they're in.
Really?
Yeah, you see them like in some house in America.
Yeah. No, he was married to an ex-lady player who was a great player, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Begins with K. No, it does. I'll search.
Yeah. So look. Let's talk about the PGA Tour. Did you see Peter Malnati win? Damon, did you have a?
I had a good watch at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's
very well.
Full Titleist ambassador the whole way through. He's an interesting guy, actually.
What is it? 9 years.
9 years since he won his first event,
2015 or something. Yeah,
and it was a very emotional win. It was sort of good to see him win, because he's on the policy board of the PGA Tour, and he got a really, really hard time probably about a month ago. He sort of backdoored a start into, I think it was the AT&T at Pebble Beach. So guys on the policy board get a certain amount of starts every year, even if they're not high enough on the money list to get in. And he sort of backdoored his way and made $300,000, which means he leapfrogs all these guys.
That have been grinding it.
Correct. And he got a hard time for that. Anyway, a month later, he's won the tournament. He's a complete golf nerd is probably the nicest way of saying what he's like.
He always wears that fisherman's hat, right?
Yeah, he wears that. Yeah,
The old tightless fisherman's hat.
He wears that hat, and he's a little bit unusual, and he's a really, really short hitter. He's got an unusual golf swing, so not the prettiest golf swing to look at, and hits it short. Actually, hits it short and crooked off the tee, which is not a great combination these days. But to win around that golf course is pretty extraordinary because it's a really, really tough golf course. I've been listening to some podcasts recently, and they all keep talking about how difficult it is. So, yeah, look, really terrific.
So he hits it short and crooked off the tee.
Yeah, but must
I've
obviously
still got a
played
chance.
really well. The other thing they give him a hard time about, he uses a yellow golf ball. It's a Pro
That's right.
V1, but it's yellow, which is really unusual for a tour player to be using a
Not in
coloured
Japan.
golf ball. No, over here
I
they
actually
don't
know the story, but I think someone was saying there's an actual story behind that why he uses it.
Oh, there must be.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't use it otherwise because of the hell that I'm sure he's getting from his friends on tour. When I was a kid, that was one of the things. If you're going to be a good player, you can't use coloured golf balls. It was an unwritten rule. So as a kid, I thought, okay, so you got to use white golf balls. I turned up to Japan in 2010 to caddy for Yuma, and watching not half the players, but a substantial amount of players using coloured golf balls here, orange golf balls.
So
I couldn't believe it.
They had coloured golf balls when you were playing as well.
Hey, I'm not that old. Bloody hell.
Wasn't Jack Nicklaus famous for saying, "Oh, these green golf balls are going to take over everything, and give it 10 years, and you won't see a white golf ball." You kind of messed that one up, Jack.
Yeah, that really took off.
There's a quote.
I can't see. I mean, orange to me is really hard to see, and green against green. I mean,
I think in the winter in Japan, right? So the grass all dies off. It
maybe
goes
it's
kind of
easy to
white.
see.
Yeah, I think the green golf ball is easy to see. Now, there's other colors like blue, pink that they use here, and as soon as someone hits them, they're gone. I can't track them in the air. No
Cannot
way.
see them.
Especially orange.
Yeah, orange to me, I'm hopeless with orange.
Yeah.
I can't see it from 20 yards away.
Yeah. Well, but back to Molinati.
Yep.
I actually did like his speech that he gave, his
It was
presser
terrific, really
after the
emotional.
tournament. He was emotional, but he also said something really cool. And he said, nobody knows where professional golf is going, and I've been involved in all the discussion being on the player advisory board. But he said, like, I just want to thank all these local tournaments where it means something to the local community. Like Valspar, the sponsor it, and they don't know whether it's the future holds. Should they do that? Is it a good use of their time? But he said, it inspires the local community. They all get together. And he said, and it's great for players like me. You can have that moment with my kid running onto the green, which is really nice.
Oh, it is nice. Yeah, I think he's a pretty smart cat.
Yeah,
That's why he's on the policy board. I mean, not particularly well known, and he's not a winner, but it's nice to see a guy like that win. The unfortunate part for the PGA Tour is it's another leaderboard with not many names on there. I mean, for the average punter, they don't know a lot of the names. I mean, I know the names because I follow it, but I think there was Xander Schauffele finished in the top 5, and other than that, Billy Horschel was kind of down the list a little bit, but very void of stars.
Right.
But it's a nice story. Peter Malnati winning. Guys, lastly, the men's tour is playing here starting this week at Nagoya. It's the beginning tournament of every year, as always, the Token Home Mate Cup at Token Taro Country Club, as I said, in Nagoya. So check it out on jgto.com. They've got an English tab that you can press. So if you want to follow it in English, you can. Some good players, all the good Japanese players are playing. Ryo Ishikawa's there, and I'm sure Keita Nakajima will be back to play the first event of the year. So give it a follow.
Is it? I know it sometimes is beyond Japanese, terrestrial television, but I read that the PGA Tour have done a deal with, is it DAZN, DZN, the subscription TV company. So they're going to be on that, which is good. So now you can get your kind of, it was on another one, Unext, which was a bit tricky to navigate. But I think DAZN, I don't know, DZN, they have English and everything. So that's going to be much easier. But I think they also will have the ladies Japan Tour. I wonder if they have the men's.
And what you'll find is you'll just watch, as we talked about the other week, is everybody teeing off the first tee.
Yeah.
Just everybody, starting from 7 in the morning and then show very little after that.
I think it's supposed to be better than that, but yeah, you're probably right, actually.
Yeah, but it's just good to be able to see the Japanese players playing on these wonderful golf courses that I had heard about for decades, but never would be able to see them. And having been here for 10 years, I know them now, but people who are not living in Japan, it's nice to be able to see these Japanese players playing on these terrific golf courses.
Yeah, although they have lots of stuff. I'm just looking at the DZN website and I'm like, holy smokes.
So that's all about the golf. Sorry, just one thing. I was actually talking to Kieran and Damon about this. I had the opportunity to play a golf club called Kogane Golf Club. It's 25 clicks directly west of Shinjuku. Really easy to get to.
Really?
And I'd never,
So still in Tokyo.
Still in Tokyo. It's amazing. And I'd never really heard about it. And I was asking Kieran and Damon, have they heard about it before? Thinking that you guys would have heard about it. But I think they kind of like it like that. It's historically been the most expensive golf club. Back in the day, it was in the millions in the US, in US dollars. Now I think it trades for about $500,000 US, and really, really old school. So I think it was, what was it, Damon, 1930 something?
1933.
33 it opened. So it's it's not far away from 100 years old. Designed by Walter Hagen, whom and I never knew that he designed golf courses over here. Obviously a great player. It's only got 400 members. Obviously expensive, and it's male only membership. There's ladies' locker rooms. So there was a couple of ladies out there playing yesterday. Very, very male dominated, and you have to be over 35 years of age to be a member. Now you can buy them. You can buy the membership. It's a transferable membership, so you can buy them. I'm sure it's not easy to get in. I'm sure you'd have to have referees and seconders and all sorts of things like that to get you in. Terrific experience. What a great golf club. Never had any tournaments there. I think that's why nobody people in the know, they know. But if you're not in the know, then you would never have heard about it because it's not flashy and they haven't got their name out there. You can Google it, Kogane Country Club. There is an English tab on there that you can have a little bit of a look. It doesn't give a lot away. Just a great experience. Oldie worldy clubhouse, the dark mahogany, that sort of thing, and old traditional golf course. 2 greens. We played the B green yesterday, which was a little bit disappointing, which is the lesser and the smaller of the greens, but great bunkering. Not particularly hilly, especially the back 9, but wow, what a place.
Love it.
One of my favourite golf courses that I've played here for sure. And it's in the middle of town. And I think that's why it's probably expensive as well, is because the location is so terrific.
Well, to the listeners, you've got how many million people in Tokyo? 58 million or something like that. And so, is it 58 million?
No, it's nowhere near that.
What is it? 30? Must be 30 million.
No, I thought Greater Tokyo is only like 15, 18 million people.
I think in the middle of the day, like right now in the middle of Tokyo, there's 30 million people here. But I think, obviously once everybody goes home, it becomes obviously less than that. But
yeah. Okay, well, I mean, essentially what you have is...
Kanto maybe.
Yeah.
Kanto
So
area.
The flat bit, which is Tokyo, is just completely populated, and so golf course, areas for golf courses just don't really exist.
That's right.
So only the ones that are old, like Kasumigaseki,
Tokyo Golf Club, which is next door, and then Kogane, which is the one I played. Yeah, very suburban. You sort of just stumble across it.
37 million people living in Tokyo. There you go.
Okay.
And then with the tourism,
corrected.
I think how many tourists are coming every month? Is it 2 million?
Oh, it's huge.
It's more than that.
All of
isn't it?
Australia is coming these days.
Yeah, and China.
It's broken all the records.
Yeah.
So but anyway, I agree with that. I played in Kasumigaseki, and I think that's my favorite golf course I've played in Japan.
Yep.
Played before the Olympics, and it was just phenomenal.
So that was male only membership too, just before the year. So it was the Olympics that made them change.
I wonder if they went back. No, so they did have women. Women were allowed to play on the weekdays. But they weren't
to play. But they weren't allowed to become members.
Couldn't become a member and couldn't play on the weekend.
That's right. And I think the IOC came in and said, look, if you're going to hold the Olympics here, you need to make it available for ladies to become members.
So I don't know if they did it and then reverted back. So,
but isn't it? It's amazing in this day and age that there's still a club like Kogane that's male only.
Yeah, it's
to become members.
Was it really traditional? Did you have to wear a blazer? And...
I did. We had to wear one in. We didn't have to wear one at lunch, but we had to leave. We did all the right thing.
So you can't turn up in your golf gear?
No. So I wore just pants and a shirt, and I tried to do the right thing. I think you could probably turn up in your golf gear as long as you're wearing a jacket, but I think it's probably expected that you turn up in your street clothes and change into your golf clothes and then do the same when you leave, which is kind of very traditional. I think there's some places here. Horigaya, I think, still asks people to wear a jacket at lunch, I believe. I think there's probably still a few clubs like that here.
Yeah. I mean, I think all golf courses were like that. And then
I think so. Yeah.
in Japan, especially in the bubble,
Yep.
in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. But like now, to be honest with you, people just want to come and wear golf gear. They don't even want to have a bath. That's the big thing that in Japan you have you get changed and they have razors and everything and shave and then you get yourself put your blazer back on and you. Yeah,
I kind of feel the COVID era, those 2 or 3 years, changed that.
It did, yeah.
I
Because people always, they'd go to the golf course, have the shower, have the onsen, get dressed again, and then leave. And now it's like you rock on up in your golf gear, you play your golf,
better.
You finish, and go again without the baths.
And with a through golf game if you can.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of for foreign golfers, that's what they want as well. They don't want supper for lunch actually. So my experience, but they don't want to they're like, I didn't even bring a change of clothes. Like I'm just, So, I always keep a change of clothes just in case, but generally now I'm like thinking, I don't really want to get into a bath with 50 Japanese guys or whatever it is, I think I'll just, then of course you don't have to get into a bath. They also have showers and they're all private and you can get yourself washed and so on. And it is good if you're going out afterwards, if you're doing something. But if I'd say most foreigners just, the play style from abroad is more like, just come in and play, have a drink afterwards, and off you go.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think people are keen to get back home.
Yeah, that's right.
The golf courses, if they're an hour away or something, get back in the car and get out.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the difference if you can get onto the motorway before, say, half two. So if you
especially if you're over in Chiba, you try to do that.
Because if you get stuck, and it literally is thousands and thousands of golfers in cars, just come out at the same time, and it's just horrible.
Yeah, the Aqualine. When did the Aqualine? When was that built?
So it's been about 30 years now, isn't it?
Okay.
It's an amazing...
Isn't it an amazing engineering feat?
Every time I drive through, I go, you just think of the volume and the weight above you. So there's a bay, Tokyo Bay, and on one side is Tokyo, and the other side is Chiba, where all the golf courses are.
All of them are.
And it just... So you come out, it's near... what's the airport? Haneda Airport. And you go under. And how many kilometers is it? Is it like 5 kilometers just underneath?
No, it's nearly 10 kilometers.
It's nearly 10 kilometers. Yeah. And then it comes up. And it doesn't come up on the other side. It comes up in the middle of the water. It comes up in the middle of the water, and they've built a little island.
It's like a shopping centre there.
A shopping centre that looks like a boat. It's mad.
Yeah. That's not little. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's
really big.
And then, but that road, it just disappears into the water. But then you jump on that bridge and it takes you the rest of the way.
It's freaky.
Isn't it freaky?
So after the big earthquake in 2011, all the expressways in Japan all closed down, right?
Yeah.
Everything shut down.
Right.
The Aqualine was the first thing to reopen.
Really?
Was it?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I remember when we start getting back into golf after the big earthquake, they made it so that because people weren't traveling, they were afraid. They thought radiation was everywhere, and it was like all this kind of panic. And they made the motorways I think it was 100 yen, no matter where you went.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then the worst traffic jams you had ever seen in Seoul. So you go to the Aqualine, you'd be on at 5 a.m. It would take you like an hour and a half to get through the thing because it was only 100 yen. Everybody was traveling like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember then they made it normal price again, and then we could play golf easier.
So I tell you, this is a pro tip. If you're going to go on the Aqualine, just make sure you go to the loo, go to the bathroom before you get on it, or you go to the loo at the golf club. Because I've been in that situation where it's been log jam. I mean, it's just a traffic jam there, and there's nowhere to go to the bathroom. I mean, you're stuck in there Damon said it's 10 clicks. Across, and you can get in a world of hurt. So either go to the loo or bring some plastic bags.
Yeah, I've seen guys. I've seen guys just step out of the car and just go to the wall.
You have to.
It's pretty narrow.
It is narrow. Wide, there's nothing on either side.
And it's pretty steep, So it's just like just make sure you know which way you're standing, so you don't get piss on your shoes.
Yeah,
58 meters.
Is it?
Yep.
Wow.
What's 58?
Depth.
The deepest point of the Aqualine.
Oh, is it?
How deep is I mean, because there's tankers and stuff going through there, so it's like proper deep, isn't it?
Well, like 58 meters.
Yeah,
58 meters.
So halfway on the part that goes underwater, halfway through that is the air vent that pops out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, okay.
And that looks like a big sail.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So right there, that's the deepest point. That's 58 meters or 57 meters.
So how deep is it under the bottom of the ocean?
I thought the Aqualine actually sits on the bottom of the ocean.
No way. Really?
I think so.
It'd have to. It couldn't float, could it?
No,
That would be an engineering. That's right.
I thought they would tunnel underneath.
I think it's to be honest, I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah,
Right.
because it has to be because it pops up in the middle of the bloody bay.
Yeah.
It's incredible, actually. Every time I drive, sometimes it's really windy, especially when you're coming back in the afternoon, and your car's, it's, and you just see this, it's kind of like it just sinks down
Yeah,
into
it
a
just
tunnel. And
disappears.
it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, actually, when I recently did that, what was it, companion golf? We drove over the Rainbow Bridge, and that got quite.
Rainbow Bridge is nice.
The Rainbow Bridge is quite
Coming
nice.
back into Tokyo, I reckon that's kind of cool. It's nice going over that because you're close to home as well. But
That's right.
That's
and you
nice
have the Odaiba and
Odaiba on the left
all
there.
the boats.
Yeah. It's a
What
good
they call
spot.
it? Yukatabune?
You got the bit, yep.
That's all the traditional boats that one or two sink every year.
Really?
Yeah, they're kind of like it's a bit flimsy, isn't it?
They're a bit flimsy. They're great fun though.
They're great fun, yeah.
So you're just sitting on like Japanese tatami mats inside. You can't stand up inside. They're so
Yeah.
Oh, really?
what do you call it, like short
Yeah.
type of thing. And you sit down and you do karaoke and have Japanese meal while it just cruises around the Tokyo harbour.
And a couple of them go down every year.
And on fire and stuff.
Yeah.
So they'll have a little kitchen in it. And they have nama beer and they'll be doing like yakitori and stuff.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
That sounds like a good time.
It is a good time. And where they are is not far from the shore, right? So it's pretty you could probably just step out of it and just walk back to the shore.
Underneath my geography is not very good. Wakasu Links is somewhere near
Yeah.
their Rainbow Bridge.
No, a little bit further out.
Okay.
Just next to Disneyland, so to speak.
Okay, so if I'm going across the Rainbow Bridge, coming back into Tokyo, is it on the left or the right?
Yeah, so if you're coming into Tokyo, it's way before the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
just after crossing the bridge from Chiba Prefecture,
yeah, righto.
coming over.
So
Yeah.
that's a famous. You guys want to talk about Wakasu Links? I mean, it's quite-
it's very heavily requested on the website,
It
but
is.
unfortunately, it's very difficult, tricky to book, which Damon can attest to. But where it is like, so you have Odaiba,
Yep.
which is a man-made kind of island in Tokyo Bay, and then there's another one behind that, and then there's another one behind that, which is where Wakasu Links is. And what it was a landfill. So that's where they were putting all the rubbish and all that kind of stuff. And then they said, what are we going to do with this? And they put a ton of soil over it, I think in the late 90s. And then they built an 18-hole golf course on it. And it's like, it's probably a true links golf course, to be honest.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a great course.
It's a
You
great
both
course.
played it?
Yeah, I've played a couple
Tried
of
to
times.
play it a few times, but it's always been too hard, too busy.
The only way you can really book it is to just go online and see if there's a cancellation.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, they've just changed rules
Have they?
recently. You used to be able to book it exactly 1 month before to the day
Yeah.
Right.
by telephone only,
Oh, okay.
and each day would sell out within like 30 minutes.
Right.
So you'd have no choice of tee times. It's just all automated messages.
Oh, yeah.
But now you have to do it 2 months.
Okay.
Oh, no way. So when I played there, you would see all these guys because, there's people living very close by. They're all cycling over to get their tea times for 30 days' time.
Yeah.
So all these guys kind of coming over in their pajamas, dart in the mouth,
Yeah.
on their bicycle.
Yeah.
And they're leaving it outside the clubhouse, and then they're going in, booking their tea time for 30 days and getting back out. So the Tokyo municipal government owns it.
Oh, do they?
So it's the only one that they own. So they don't. It's not about making money, and the way they did the tea time is totally unique.
Yeah.
But everybody who goes on, Google, for example, and says golf course near me,
Yeah.
it's Wakasu Links will pop up because it's in Tokyo.
And by far the most requested golf course on Golf
Absolutely.
in Japan.
Yeah.
I actually did have a meeting with them. So I said to them, look, we're getting requests a lot. Is there any, because you're a government service and tourism and they're trying to promote that, is there any way we could, reserve a few tea times that we could fill with foreigners? And they were like, nope.
Nope.
It's not-
They're just like, they're like, we don't need to do that.
Okay.
And the staff kind of have that. They're nice, but they're kind of a little bit overrun.
Yeah.
And they don't need to worry about profit, P&L, anything like that, because it's just the government run it.
yeah.
It's like a park.
And it's a good track. Both of you enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a links course. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more hilly than you think.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, I was thinking if you said it's a landfill, I thought it would be flat, but
It's not.
Not.
Well, there's a lot of rubbish being produced by 38 million people. It's just, that's a ton of nappies.
Yeah.
That's that smell.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's the thing. Like, it's really pristine. It's beautiful. It's
Oh,
all
is it?
well maintained. It's gorgeous.
What does it cost you for a game?
15 to 25,000
okay.
yen, depending on the day.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's seasonal.
Some days it's self-only and other days there are caddies.
Okay.
But I also think the Tokyoite, so if you have a Tokyo address, there's days for only those people.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And a little bit of a discount as well, I think.
Okay.
I have a top tip for Wakasu. So I've heard this from a friend of mine. So I don't know how true it is, but if you turn up in the afternoon, like lunchtime, and you just say you're going to use the driving range, and then you go into the clubhouse and you say, I want to play 9 holes, they'll let you out.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
They're going to be overrun with these people.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I'm just using the driving range.
We need
People
to
coming at
edit that out.
lunchtime.
So they do have a good, yeah. You heard it here first, folks. So we'll announce that they've cancelled that
A
next
bunch
week.
of foreigners that's rocking up at lunchtime for 9 holes.
Yeah, please contact Kieran.
Yeah.
So you could get, the amazing thing about it, I got a taxi and it cost me like 3,000 yen from my house in central Tokyo to there. So it's really cheap.
Yeah, wow, that's
You could
close,
cycle
isn't
over.
it?
You could easily cycle, get the train, bus, whatever.
I mean, us living here, we're used to saying, golf tomorrow, it's an hour drive.
Yeah,
At least.
But a lot of other foreigners, they're not used to that.
Yeah.
So they just think, come to Tokyo, there must be a golf course all around Tokyo. Wakasu is the one. I want to book that one.
Yeah.
And then when we say that's not available, the closest course, which is a public course, at least an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So unless they have $500,000 to play Kogane
Yep.
or
That's right.
Kasumi Geseki,
Yeah.
and you can't get in there.
That's
like,
right, you need
know
to
some-
It's very
remember.
difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there is a few other ones, but they're all members courses, I believe.
Yeah.
What about Yachio? Is that a public course?
Well, it was before we bought it. So we bought it. It was a public track until 2018, and then we bought it. And then obviously ruined that because now it's private. But public, you can get on there.
You can still get on there, yeah.
but we charge it. It's expensive to play.
But it's still an hour to get there.
Yeah, look at
Is
it.
it?
Yeah, it's 50 kilometers. I think I looked it up. It's 50 k's from say Tokyo Station, but the traffic out there that gets to a point. So you get out there on the highway, and then you turn off the highway, and it's bumper to bumper at the wrong time in the morning. So better to take a train out there, or book an early tea time because it's a cool place to play because it's playing through and it's a walking golf course and
You can
nice
steal the
place to
umbrellas.
spend
I stole an
You
umbrella from there.
did, yeah.
I still have it. I'll give
So
it
how
back.
many years ago? No, it's all right. You can
That
have
was years ago. That was 4 years
it.
ago.
Yeah, at least. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
that's all right. Enjoy.
That's another tradition in Japan. You can steal
Steal the
umbrellas. here.
umbrellas.
Did you play on the weekend?
I would like to say I didn't, but I did. It was a bit of a dog's breakfast, to be honest.
Tell me about it.
Great people. The weather was okay, but no, horrible.
Where'd you play?
I played at the course is amazing.
Yeah.
A Grand PGM Ishioka
Oh, yeah. Okay.
up
Oh,
in
I've played
Ibaraki.
there.
Yeah, I
it's
really want to
nice.
go back again, but unfortunately the talent wasn't there on the weekend.
The touch,
The touch.
the good hands.
Did you drive out there?
We did.
And to charge your car? Can we talk about that a little bit? So, obviously, if you've got an e-vehicle like a car like yours, a lot of these golf courses in Japan now have got places where you can charge your car.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm not sure if this place did, but like I said, a lot of them do. I know Kieran's place does as well.
Oh, Kieran, you've got them.
Both.
Yep.
So Audi actually approached us and said,
did they?
Yeah, but I mean, any car can charge.
Yep.
But Audi drivers can charge for free.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so they just wanted to build the infrastructure, and I believe the other car manufacturers like Porsche and BMW and so on
Yep.
are doing that. Tesla probably not, but yeah, so the infrastructure is getting there
Yeah, that's good.
for sure. So both of our courses they don't have the super fast chargers. It's like, but you're going to be on the golf course for 7 hours anyway.
So how does that work? Do you give the staff your keys?
No, you
To,
just
because
you,
I mean,
you got to
it's
reserve
only-
it.
Oh, you do. If prior to
Yeah,
you
you're
going,
saying
you gotta-
coming up and I want to charge my car, and they'll say
Okay.
cool, and then they'll put a cone out, and you let them know you're there, then they'll let you,
And they turn it on, basically.
and they turn it on, and then
So how long does it take you to charge? If it's
Damon?
depending on how
It depends
how-
on your
yeah,
car. I think
capacity and-
Kieran's one, it's not really slow, but it's not super fast either. So over the 6 hours, you could probably get 20-30% charge.
Yeah, but we have a hotel
I
as well,
see.
so you can charge it while you're in the hotel. Then probably get to 100, I suppose.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah. Because we put in, I think Porsche put 2 chargers in at a lot of our places to try and encourage. Same thing, I think Porsche owners get free charging to try and get people to buy Porsches. That if you're a member of Tahoe Club, you should buy a Porsche because you get free charging.
Right.
But I think it's
Sold.
the infrastructure is getting better here.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
Back to the golf.
Sorry,
I-
Kieran, where'd you play?
I played in Eastwood, which actually is one of my. I do like Eastwood. I've played a lot there. It's
a
quite
great
close to our
course.
golf courses, so I always drive by it. But it's a nice place. It's designed by. So Eastwood Golf Club in Tochigi is Robert Trent Jones Jr.
Okay.
And I really like it's a tricky course. The greens can be very deceiving,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I've found quite a good bit of form there. So went up with the tee bags, who we're going to talk about, I believe, next week
Okay.
when Brendan joins us. But we went up. It was cold. Teed off. I started playing well. Par 5 was on just off in 2. Didn't put well. Got a par. Went up to the par 3, and I mean, it started snowing like snow. You know, we're what are we? March 26th today. So it's snowing. I think Prince was right. Sometimes it snows in April.
Was that one of the lines in his songs?
That's one of the songs.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, from the 80s.
Okay.
You're
Like
more, you're
Purple
more of a
Rain.
60s child.
I don't think we're done with the snow.
So it lashed snow, and it was literally, you know, it was okay. I lost 2 balls because I couldn't see them. It was snow, and then it started gathering, and then
Yeah.
you know, on the greens and everything, and then on the iPad and the golf cart it said, "Come back."
Yeah.
One of our guys, they do this crazy thing up there called the blue ball mayhem or something, where you have a blue ball, and if you can play with it from start to finish, 18 holes, this guy who's running the tournament will donate 100,000
Yeah,
yen.
Kenneth Guilfoyle is his
Yeah,
name.
so they do all these kind of crazy things. And one of my playing partners, he still had his blue ball, so he's like, "I'm not stopping." So we were kind of just following him around in the snow, watching
Watching him play.
which was perfect. That blue ball, you could see, you could
see
find
it,
it and
yeah,
see it.
yeah.
So yeah, and I don't know if he made it to the end, but I think he did. But then we got back to the clubhouse and we started having lunch, and I only played like 6 holes, and then I decided to go back to Tokyo. So it was like 2 hours out, and I played 7 holes, and then had lunch, and then 2 hours back to Tokyo. Well, I was back for 4 o'clock, which was grand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good result.
But the golf was all right, I think. Yeah. Again, you know, it's in the winter. It's hard to kind of really gauge a game. You got to wait until you're in a pair of shorts and
Yeah, true.
swinging free. You know,
Yeah. And the weather check today, once again, it's a Tuesday.
it's
We're
crap.
doing this.
There's a mad storm coming in
Horrid.
today.
So I got
it?
contacted just before we started the podcast from a course up near Fuji.
Snowed out.
No, snow on the forecast tonight, so we may be closing the courses tomorrow.
Oh my god! There's a lightning storm supposed to come through
Is that
Tokyo
right?
today. Yeah,
Oh,
there
is
was a
it?
lightning warning on my phone this morning.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, it's all
And
exciting.
we all got the big earthquake alarm going off on the phones the other day.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah. I just happened to be in a lift with my dog. The phone,
Oh, yeah.
and it's the scariest
isn't
sound.
It is too. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
I
know if
couldn't
the
even-
world's going to end.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it? And it's like everybody's phone goes off at the same time.
Yeah, it does too.
So if you're in a train or a crowded place or in the office and it's and everyone just stands up kind of, oh my God.
In shock.
Yeah,
And then there's like a very mild little,
yeah,
and then that's
yeah.
it.
That was it,
Finished.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't even feel it, but it was up in Ibaraki.
It was
Oh, was it?
up near your courses.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay.
It rocked up there a bit, but there was no damage. Everything's okay.
Yeah, good.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Okay, and any golf. So this weekend, let's talk about the amazing weather. So the cherry blossoms are already starting to kick off. They're just starting
Yeah,
now.
they are too.
And it's going to rain today and tomorrow. And then I think,
And then knock them all off.
well, they haven't come out yet, which is good. But then this weekend, they're supposed to be in full. And it's 23 degrees on Saturday.
Is it really?
23
is.
degrees.
Fantastic. Been looking forward to it.
So it's going
I'm
to be.
playing Friday, but
Where are you guys playing? Kieran,
Dunno.
where are you having hit?
I'm playing at Bristol on the
Oh, yeah,
Friday.
Bristol Hill, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bristol's
But,
good. On Friday.
On Friday.
What's the temperature like on Friday?
cloudy and rain, about 20 something.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay. If it's 20 something, that's
No,
all right.
an old friend of ours, Thomas Saylor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he's coming back to Japan.
Oh,
he
he's
was
the
here
Adidas
for
fella?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, director of marketing.
Yeah.
So he left Japan just over a year and a half ago. First time back. He comes back on Thursday, so we're going to play some golf on Friday. But he's also here to watch Nick Cassidy racing Formula E,
Oh, Formula E.
which is
yeah.
in Tokyo for the first time
Oh, okay.
this weekend. Racing on Saturday, like you said, beautiful weather
Where?
down in Ariake. Big site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so
really?
it's a street race.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, and Nick's actually leading the championship coming into the Tokyo race, where he stayed in Japan for a number of years and won Super GT, Super Formula. So quite a popular guy.
Okay.
So
Did
So that's
you
happening on
compete
Saturday.
against him? Do you ever race against him?
Well, I was never a pro driver.
No, but
So-
you race cars.
Yeah, I used to race cars. So when I was doing some pro-am stuff,
Yeah.
where we'd team up with the professionals, Nick was actually one of my drivers then.
Oh, okay.
So we teamed up then, and he actually crashed my car. We won't go there though. But
What kind of car was it?
it's called an Interproto car. So it was a one make series.
Sounds expensive.
All race cars are expensive.
Okay,
And
yeah.
they get more expensive when you crash them. But yeah, anyway.
Do you want to tell Joe what happened to you? Is that the crash that you...
No, that's not the crash.
There was another crash
There's another crash.
that you broke your...
Yeah, no, I had a crash in another car. I think it was like an old BMW E46.
Oh, yeah.
And broke my back, crushed a vertebrae.
So this has got to be another episode that I've said about this, but understanding both of your backgrounds, which are
We're
really
old,
interesting.
so we could just have a podcast about our injuries.
about me, about how I used to be good at golf.
I can tell you that the 2 slip discs I've had, 2 good stories. I've had my
Well, yeah.
appendix burst in Japan.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
that was a good one.
Wow.
But I think breaking your back takes the biscuit.
Oh,
Especially race car driver.
yeah. I've
course.
got another one,
Well,
but that's
cool.
for another
Yeah,
that's a good
podcast.
one.
But anyway, going back to Nick Cassidy, who's going to win in Tokyo this Saturday, we actually took him for a fitting yesterday at Titleist.
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah, so he did really well.
With
so
Michael?
Mike Smith sorted him out,
Yeah,
and
good.
he got fitted for the new T Series irons and the
Good.
new SM10 Vokey wedges.
excellent. Oh, so he's a bit of a golfer.
Sorry,
He's a bit of a golfer.
he's got some power behind him.
Has he?
Jesus,
yeah. I mean, he's a race car driver.
Good athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not playing golf. He's not a junior golfer or anything like that, right?
No,
It's just a weekend warrior.
that's right.
Is he a lightweight? I mean, a driver's lightweight. A lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the drivers tend to be quite,
He's
pretty
not.
lean anyway.
He's tall and stuff, though, right?
No, he's not tall.
Is he not?
Sorry, Nick.
Sorry. A good Red Bull racer.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
a Red Bulls.
He's a Red
They're
Bull
involved.
athlete.
They're involved in that E.
No, so Nick is sponsored as a driver rather than Red Bull sponsoring the series.
Oh, okay. Righto.
Nice.
So is it like Formula One?
It's exactly the same as
Just
Formula One, but
not noisy.
Yeah, electric engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sound awesome, actually. They make a...
Do they?
have a
Yeah.
little sound. It's pretty
I
cool.
mean, back in the day when they first started, so the batteries wouldn't last the whole race. So they would drive into the pit and there'd be a replica car facing the other way, and the driver would jump out and jump in the other car and go out again.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But is it growing? Is it becoming
No,
bigger?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Do you think it'll ever catch Formula One? What's the upside?
Well, do they have... Because it's a battery, do they have like a faster acceleration?
Yeah, you'd imagine they
have
just take off
controlled
quicker.
acceleration. Yep.
Right. And is there rules around how
Yeah,
fast
well-
you can make it and stuff like that?
There is, and they have to recharge as well
Oh, do they?
at certain parts of the track.
That's cool.
And so during the race, there's an area that they drive through. You have to almost go off the racing line, and you drive through it, and you'd have to do that 2 or 3 times during the race, and you get a few extra kilowatts
Do you really?
That's hell.
for like a minute or 2 minutes.
So it charges you as you drive over that part of the
Yeah.
road.
I think it's not really doing it, but I think they activate something in the car that gives you that extra
Oh, I see.
Wow.
that power. And it just lasts for like 90 seconds, or it's actually, I think, total
It's
8
like,
minutes in
it's like a
total.
DRS kind of thing.
Like a DRS type of thing.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. Is it on telly?
It is, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
DZN? How's it?
DZN. I think
Isn't-
it's on J Sports.
Oh, terrestrial. Nice.
Okay.
Okay, we'll check that out. Is there any PGA Tour stuff happening this weekend? It's all a build up to the Masters now, isn't it? It's like, who cares?
Yeah, there is. It's generally the couple of the events just before the Masters are not non-events, but less so. I
Yeah.
can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to study and report back.
There's no golf but louder happening.
Golf.
Live
no,
golf.
no. I think the next one's back in the US.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that was one thing we missed was the guys from Live played on the Asian Tour, played in Macau. We mentioned a little bit. So it was the Asian Tour was in Macau, and then Anthony Kim played in it, because a lot of these
Oh, yeah,
guys,
that's
as
right.
well as playing in Live, also have to play in a certain amount of Asian Tour events. But it's also to get their world ranking points up, and There was some John Catlin, who's an American guy, won. Who's been playing on the European Tour for a while now. A little bit unusual that he stayed over there, but shot 59 in one of the rounds to win.
Jeez.
Anthony Kim missed the cut, but he was, still out there playing. So
Yeah.
interesting to see how it all
Come on,
comes to
AK.
fruition. Yeah, go AK.
It's mad.
And we've got a lot of golf next week, the week after.
Oh, yeah. We're going on...
We're going on a course review to the Resole
Yep.
Kuji course.
In
Ibaragi.
Ibaragi.
Yep. And then we're playing at Narashino on the Friday.
Oh, yeah, Tom K.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Our
right.
friend
yeah.
Tom. Yeah, like his
Good old
Bucks.
Tom. He's getting married and
Yep.
he's celebrating with golf.
That's right. That'll be fun.
Best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never played at Narashino, so I'm really looking forward to going there and playing.
Have you never played it?
No, it's a Zozo site, so
Yeah, it's good.
looking
you'll
forward
like
to a
it.
hit.
It's not very long actually, but it's much longer for the tournament. But there's a couple of holes that you play that are the same. It's amazing.
Oh, that's right. It's a composite course, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's good to be back.
Nice
and,
to be back.
Yeah, and next week we'll have special guest Brendan. He's
Brendan
gonna talk
Delahunty.
about- Yeah, well, let's talk about some groups that you can
Yeah,
meander
you can come
into,
and
and namely the Tokyo Beer and Golf
Yeah,
Society.
what a
which
great
is-
group of punters that play golf here.
Yeah, so we'll have Brendan, who's the El Presidente, as they call him.
That's right. Oh, he calls himself that, doesn't he?
Del Prez.
Del Prez. He is a legend. What a great guy.
He is, and also he is in the golf business now. So
He is
we're
too.
going to learn a bit more about that.
Yeah.
So
Something to look forward to.
yeah, we'll have Brendan next week. All right.
Yep.
Well, until then, play well,
Hit him straight.
hit him straight. See you, mate.
See you guys.
Sayonara.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Bye.